It is obvious. It is obvious, I think, to everyone at this point that the coaching staff of the New York Jets is absolute garbage, an absolute dumpster fire. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what Aaron Glenn was thinking. I don't know what Ingstrand was thinking. The sum of the offensive calls in this game cost the Jets more than it would have helped. No patience whatsoever, and we'll get to that when I talk about the second half of this game. But this is a effing disgrace of a team. 0-7. 0-7, folks. This is the worst season that I've watched in 40-plus years of being a New York Jets fan, and potentially by the end could officially be the worst Jets team that we've ever put out on the field. And I think that the team has some strengths in it, but the coaching staff is disgusting. Thank God the defense showed up again this week. That's 2 weeks in a row. Now, once again, last week the Broncos had an absolutely horrible game on offense. So that could be why the defense looked decent. This week, the Panthers aren't they're nothing special, but they're decent. And the defense did show up. I will give them that. But the offense needs to be able to move this ball and not rush moving this ball. We are not a team with a Brett Favre or an Aaron Rodgers anymore who could throw the deep ball and get you massive yards at a time. That's not how this team works. It's a run-first team, a QB sneak team, a designed quarterback run team, and short passing. 10 yards, 15 yards at the most. When they do that, especially today once Tyrod came in, they looked decent. But we cannot be rushing to get down the field and rushing these throws for big yards. It's just not how this team is built. The first drive of the game, I forget if it was 3-0 Panthers or 0-0. Jets had a decent drive all the way down the field, easily in field goal range, and they decide in their infinite effing wisdom that they're going to go for it. Take the points when you can get them. If it's later in the game and you look, I don't mind taking risks when you're 0-6. I don't mind that. But not in the opening drive of the game when the Panthers have 0 or 3 points. I'm sorry, I cannot remember. My mind is so clouded. I'm so pissed off. I'm so angry. You don't do it on the first drive of the game. Take the 3 points. That ties up the game or gives us a 3-0 lead. I believe it was a tie. It would have been a tie up the game. But seriously, the coaching of this team is disgusting. And I'm looking at the 200 yards of offense. I mean, I know it's a little more than that, but 200 yards of offense. Last week, -10 net passing yards. What the F are we doing here? This is shit. Justin Fields, when he was on the field again, and I'm glad he got pulled. We'll talk about the interceptions in a second. But Justin goddamn Fields, he's either throwing into double coverage, triple coverage, or he's missing his targets completely. He should have been pulled at halftime. I was hoping the second quarter of the game versus the Broncos last week. Tyrod moved the team. Guys, I'm going to get to that. Please do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. If you appreciate this content, if you appreciate me getting so friggin' pissed off, and comment down below, because I always respond in the first 24 hours, maybe 48, depends, to all the comments. And I like to talk football with you guys. I love to hear what you have to say about this pathetic team. So please comment down below, hit that like button. But guys, what are we going to do? When we put Tyrod in the second half, he was moving the team. But then Ingstrand and Glenn, I don't know who was making this call, kept making him bomb the ball down the field. At one point, he did it 2 plays in a row. Why? That's not who these quarterbacks are. Not Fields, not Tyrod. Like I said, we don't have a gunslingers out there who can do that kind of shit. Take your time. The Jets coaches refused to take their time. And had they taken their time, I do believe that Tyrod would have at least tied up the game at some point in the second half. I really do. because both of his interceptions were stupid bombs that shouldn't have been thrown. We had plenty of time to move the ball methodically with the run game, with running the quarterback out. Short passes, 5, 10, maybe 15 yards if you want to get dicey. But the bombs, are you kidding me? They weren't working. They will never work for the quarterbacks that we have in our quarterback room. Justin Fields just needed to be benched, and John Simpson with his penalties. My God, a personal foul penalty, the next drive a false start, killing any momentum we may have had. Another drive earlier in the game was killed, but with an illegal motion. All these penalties coming at times when we're actually maybe moving the ball and doing something, and then it gets squished, all momentum just destroyed. In the second half, we get Tyrod Taylor into the game, and like I said, we had 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, and this is the point where it is a 4-down situation. We had a 3rd and 2 on the Carolina, I want to say 40 or 45. Run the ball twice. Brees was back at that point. Run the ball twice. If you can't get 2 yards with 2 running plays, then fuck it. Like, seriously, folks, what are we doing here? Second half of this goddamn game, I mean, there were a few positives. The defense did play well. I've been talking about that. The last game, it was probably because the Broncos had a terrible game on offense. But this game, they came out again. They held the Panthers to what? 13 points? 16 points? 13 points, I believe? You know, finally the defense is stepping it up. They've played well the past 2 weeks. Briggs had a nice sack in a great moment in the game to get us a possession back. But Tyrod is doing great. He was doing great moving the ball in the second half. And every time they back-to-back long balls. And of course he overthrew them or underthrew them. Actually, so I believe it was Justin underthrowing and Tyrod overthrowing most of the time. I'm not positive. Don't fact check me on that. I'm just, like I said, I come in here after a game. I tell you my thoughts real quick, and then I go back and I watch highlights. Sometimes I'll watch the all 22. Sometimes I'll just, but at this point, it's like I just come from one of the most frustrating games and the most frustrating seasons that I've ever had a part of. And whoa, were we ready for this barn burner between Tyrod Taylor and Andy Dalton? Woo! How exciting! How exciting. Once again, Folk and McNamara, I mean, the highlights of this team. These two guys are probably 2 of the best kickers in the league. Kicker, punter, you know what I'm saying. McNamara looked great. Folk looked great again, nailing his field goals when asked. Would have nailed the field goal last week, I truly believe. But this team, the coaching just does not know what the hell they're doing. Zero patience. We had plenty of time in the second half to tie up this game, and they ruined it. They ruined it by trying to just get too much yardage out of quarterbacks that or Tyrod in the second half, who did not deserve to be given a play to be throwing long. Take your goddamn time. Learn from your mistakes. I'm sorry. Once again, I got to calm down. We are live here on the Midnight Mike Show every Saturday night at 9 p.m., but we're going to be live tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. Monday night, and we're going to break down this game with Maddie and everybody else. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below. I'll respond to that as long as it's, within a day or so. I'm Midnight Mike, and I'll see you tomorrow night, Monday night, 9:30 Eastern. Have a good day, everybody.